I think I just found the perfect leather backpack for under $50. Let me show you this backpack. Welcome to my channel, everybody. I'm starting a journey to consume more intentionally and focus on living a fuller life. If you're interested in discovering thoughtfully chosen products and hacks, like this one, that could enhance life and work, I hope you join me on this highly relevant but highly curated journey. So for those of you who have been following me, you know that I reviewed a couple different leather backpacks. This one is actually from Etsy. It is from a seller called Leather Market 1BC. So the price of this backpack is $99.99, but I feel like it's always 50% on sale, so I purchased this for $49.99. So this backpack has 8 different color options. The one that I chose is called Cherry. And you also have the ability to personalize, such as initials, stamps, or engraving, and it's all free. I will link this backpack in the description below. I mentioned this a couple times. The reason I'm looking for a leather backpack is because my husband and I are going to Andalusia, Spain. I'm looking for a bag that can hold things that I wanted to carry when I'm traveling. So according to the description of the website, the material is full grain leather. It's a natural leather called Crazy Horse. I'm not too familiar with the different leather type, but I have heard of Crazy Horse leather. And the size of this backpack, it's all in centimeters. So the length of the backpack is 17 centimeters. The height is 22 centimeters. And then the depth is 8 centimeters. So since one of the things that I love to do is to take measurements to see how close they are to the description. So the width of this backpack, I'm just going to measuring from this seam to this seam. I have about 19 centimeters. And then the height, I'm going to measure from the top of the body to the bottom. I'm measuring 24 centimeters. And then the depth, I am measuring about 9 centimeters. So all the measurement of this actual bag is slightly larger than the description, which I'm not mad about. I do think the slightly larger measurements that I'm getting from the actual bag, it doesn't necessarily change the way that it looks on me. It does allow more room to fit things that I wanted to have when I'm traveling. So this cherry color is very similar to the nutmeg colored backpack that I purchased from Portland Leather Goods. After trying 2 different bucket backpack, one from Portland Leather Goods and then the other from Longchamp, one of the things that I realized, the drawstring function may not be as easy to use as more of the traditional zipper backpack like this. When you open the backpack, you can see that it is very wide. It's very easy to reach into. And inside the backpack, it does have a pocket. The bag is unlined, so you can definitely feel the sway-like texture. I would say that this particular sway texture feels and looks more fabric-y versus the sway-like material in the Portland Leather Goods backpack. The leather of this bag is definitely stiffer and it's shinier than the Portland Leather Goods leather. I would imagine probably this would scratch easier. As you can see, I just used my nail to kind of gently scratch, and you can see that there's like a little bit of print here. But the good thing about leather is that a little bit of scratch like this just adds into the character of the bag, so I'm not too concerned, and I expect this leather to get softer as I use. Like the Portland Leather Goods backpack and the Longchamp backpack, it does have a handle. I would say this handle is a little stiffer and it's a little shorter, but the chances are I won't be holding my backpack like this for longer than when I'm putting it on, taking it off, or moving around. So I don't mind this handle being a little stiffer and a little kind of shorter in terms of the spacing. And then also, unlike the Portland Leather Goods and the Longchamp backpack, it has a front pocket that's fully usable. So there's no depth to the front pocket. It's basically just like a one leather that's sewn onto the front of the backpack. So I would imagine you can't put anything that's too bulky, but anything that's somewhat flat should be able to fit in here easily. And the closure of the front pocket is magnetic. So it's pretty easy to open and close. And because of that, I probably would not put anything too valuable in here. Especially I'm thinking about using this for traveling. So I probably don't want to put something like my wallet in here so that it's easy for someone to open it and take it without me knowing it. The back of the backpack is fairly simple. There's no pockets. You can see the stitching mark of the inside pocket. And the way that the two straps are attached, it's sewn with this reinforcement leather piece. So the width of the strap is about 2.2 centimeters. And then the width of the handle here is about 3 centimeters. There are 4 things that I really love about this backpack. First is the usability. Because it doesn't have the drawstring function, it has this like a double zipper. So it's really easy to open and close the backpack. And I'm able to put things in here and take things out really, really easily. So I think this is definitely one of my most important criteria when I'm buying a bag is how easy is it to use. So for this bag is super easy to use. And the second thing that I really like about this backpack is the external pocket. Even though I'm not planning to put anything valuable in here, like my phone or it's actually not gonna fit a phone, but I'm not planning to put my wallet in here, but just having an external pocket. It's really helpful in terms of stuffing like receipts or hand wipes, things along that line, and this front part is perfect for that. And the third things that I really like about this backpack is the weight. It is so much lighter than the Portland Leather Goods backpack, and it's on par in terms of the weight with Longchamp. And then last but not least, the strap has 2 elements that I really like about it. One is the width of it. It's not too wide where it kind of digs into my armpit. And then the second part is that it's not too long so that there's no extra strap that's dangling and hanging out. So it makes it look a little cleaner. With that said, I think there's an opportunity for you to work with the owner. You can customize your straps if you're taller than me. But for me, this is perfect. And actually, let me measure what the length of the strap is. Currently, I have this in the third from the top. So if I'm measuring from this attachment point of the strap all the way to the attachment point at the bottom, it's about 30 inches. Let's take a look at the length when I have it at the shortest. So it's 27 inches. Even if I put in the shortest, in terms of like the amount of strap that's dangling, it doesn't look too bad. And I think because the angle of the attachment of the strap so that the surplus of the strap kind of like lies in a unobtrusive way. And if I have it at the longest, it's about 34 inches. Yeah, I think it's pretty good in terms of the flexibility. Even someone who's taller than me can definitely use this. I had this backpack for a couple weeks now, and I definitely have noticed that the strap is getting softer, and I would imagine it's probably gonna get softer and softer as I use. So I'm really excited about that. In terms of things that I don't like about this backpack, and this is pretty minor to be honest, and especially for how much I paid for, I am not complaining about this. But one thing that I have noticed is the craftsmanship. The way that it's sewn is basically leather pieces cut up and then using some sort of like a sewing machine, I would imagine, and just sewn it together. So you can see a little bit of gap between the leather. Normally a well-crafted leather items put like a layer of glue, and then that way they're using both gluing as well as stitching as a way to reinforce. I don't believe the maker has put a glue between all the leather pieces. So I would imagine there may be chances where the seam may come apart. The way that this bag is constructed, I think I can repair it if the seam does come apart. So because of that, I don't feel too wasteful of buying something that may not be, the best craftsmanship, but at the same time, because the construction, there's a very good chance of I'm able to repair this or take it to a cobbler to get this repaired. Unless the leather tears. I don't think that will happen, especially I'm planning to moisturize the leather, so the likelihood of the bag tearing should be minimized. Usually a leather kind of falls apart or tears because it gets really dry, so moisturizing it can really help. So I think that's like the only con that I have. And like I said, and this is maybe a fifth item on the pro, because it's so inexpensive, I don't expect the craftsmanship to be like something that I would expect from like Louis Vuitton or Longchamp, even Longchamp, which is at a slightly lower price than Louis Vuitton and other more of the luxury goods items. So that's why I really don't think the con is that big of a deal. But only time will tell, so I'm happy to do a follow-up once I come back from my trip. I can tell you how I like this bag or hate this bag. I don't think I will hate it because, the things that I mentioned. Okay, now on to the fun part, what fits. These are the things that I'm planning to carry when I'm traveling. Let's first start with this. My junk drawer. So this is where I'm going to have like a bunch of catch-alls, my, lotions and things like that. Except I am taking this hand sanitizer spray out of the junk drawer so that I can access this easier. This pouch is going to represent my camera. It's about the same size as my camera since I'm using it to film this. So I'm using the Sony ZV-E10. I wanted to carry a water bottle, so this is my Hydro Flask. 16-ounce water bottle. I wanted to have my sunglasses with me. I like to keep like a pack of hand wipes, even though I have hand sanitizer. But like when you have stuff like that you wanted to wipe it off, hand wipes is nicer or more useful. Not nicer, but just different purpose. My credit cards. I'm probably gonna have some kind of snacks if me or my hubby gets hungry. We both have our own snacks. Oh, and then finally, my phone. This is like the list of things that I wanted to have in my backpack. Again, this is my first time doing it, so I hope all of these items fit. I think it will, but I hope it fits. All right, let's start with the water bottle. This wallet definitely fits in the front, but I'm not going to because what I mentioned, right? I don't want, oh, actually it's really tight. So I think it's going to be really hard for someone to, decide to take my wallet out of my bag. Oh, maybe I'm changing my mind about this because it's not that easy. Okay, all right. You know what? I am going to put in the main body for now, just because I don't want to get my stuff stolen. Yeah, this is a tight fit. That's not great. That is not great. So, okay. So, I think that's too much stuff. That's definitely too much stuff. The thing that I can probably not take is this junk drawer. Okay. There we go. That definitely fits. And I would say there's more room that I can put other things. Oh, you know what? I'm not even using the back pocket. So I'm going to put my wallet in this back pocket. And then that way I can just kind of toss the hand sanitizers up here. My phone just kind of naturally slide down the front. Let me stand up vertically. So yeah, that is pretty comfortable in terms of fitting all that stuff. So I basically can't really bring my junk drawer, but that's okay. I can just take the stuff out of my junk drawer and put in here. Well, I'm not planning to drive my car in Europe, so I'm not going to have the keys, but having measuring tape is always useful. So I'm going to put that in here. Yeah, that fits really well. And then my earplugs, that fits really well. So my Burt's Bees chapstick, that fits in here. I can probably fit like my sun lotion, that fits. So yeah, I think that's what I would do. It does create like a little, marks, but I think that's, I mean, I don't really care. I'm planning to, use this bag, right? So I don't really care. So, but it fits everything that I'm looking to bring nicely in here. I mean, being able to fit a water bottle in here is amazing, right? And look, like when I take the water bottle, all the stuff kind of like still stands. So I really love about the fact that it can fit a water bottle and all the stuff that I need, including, I need to see how the camera actually fits in here, but I think it should work. So yeah, I think this is amazing. I can fit more things up here, but then if I do that, accessing them will become difficult. So I probably would keep to this amount of stuff. The capacity of this bag, it's definitely smaller than the Portland Leather Goods one. It's probably slightly smaller than the Longchamp, even though Longchamp measurements are slightly bigger, or because Longchamp like kind of cinch in at the top, and this is a more of a box shape, there's a lot more space that this bag has. I am pretty confident that whatever can fit into Longchamp can fit into this backpack. So I'm going to take some mall shots with this backpack on so that you can see what it looks like on someone who's 5'1". You know what? This actually looks somewhat similar to the Coach Mini Court backpack. I would say the Coach Court Mini backpack is a little bit more sporty because the strap is fabric and it's padded fabric. Back of the backpack is also padded. I was initially considering, but the reason I decided not to get it is two reasons. One, I didn't like the fact that it had a double compartment. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's easier to organize, but I think this is way more usable by having a large one. And especially the backpack is not that big, right? So if I wanted to put a water bottle, I think it would be really hard to do it with the Coach one. And then the second reason I like this is because it is $50 instead of $140. I really can't complain too much about this backpack. Oh, I didn't talk about the hardware, so let's talk about that really quick. The zipper is, I think it's the same color, or at least similar color to the bag. I'm not sure if other bags will have like, the matching colored zipper. Definitely check out the photos that the seller posts. And the hardware is silver. So it has the silver zipper pull, the silver magnetic closure, and then the silver strap adjustment. The zipper is really smooth and it's got double zippers, so you can, open it like this and easy to access everything. So yeah, I like this a lot. And I am gonna keep this. And I'm not planning to try the Coach Mini Court. I thought about it, but I'm not gonna try it because there's no point. I decided to keep this one. I'm sure there's always going to be something better out there, but for me, this particular backpack, I just don't have any functional or aesthetic issues with it. So I'm very happy with this, and I'm going to use this for a while. And if I do come across anything that I wish it was different, I will report back. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next week.